Hi, I'm Sasha from the Parliamentary Education Office. Welcome to Senate Discovery. The Senate wasted no time getting to work after the Christmas and New Year break. Its first task was to swear in Senator Greg Mirabella from Victoria, who filled the vacancy left by the resignation of former President of the Senate, Senator Ryan. Senator Mirabella gave his first speech the following day.
This is a time when we need to be striving to make sure that we do not forget the lessons of today. This is a time when we need to be making considered and informed decisions about Australia's ability to prosper as a free and self-determining nation. I want my 4 beautiful daughters to inherit a nation and a world which is in better shape than my generation found it.
Moving on to matters of legislation, the Senate spent considerable time debating the Mitochondrial Donation Law Reform Bill 2021, also called Mave's Law, and its proposed amendments. Mitochondrial donation is a form of assisted reproductive technology that can help women who are at risk of passing mitochondrial disease onto their children. The bill sought to make legislative changes that would mean mitochondrial donation is no longer an offence.
This bill is an opportunity to take advantage of the advances in reproductive technology to avoid the heartache, pain and anguish of having a child with severe mitochondrial disease. I know other senators have gone through the detail of this bill in their contributions, so I won't repeat that, other than to say we know that around 56 children are born with the disease a year, approximately 1 child a week. This bill can reduce that number, and on those grounds alone, I support this bill.
After careful consideration, I have decided that I will be supporting this legislation. Now, I have heard firsthand at the experiences of families that have journeyed with the impact of mitochondrial diseases, and I've had first-hand experience of children born with these diseases too. I want to emphasise to the Senate that it is a significant, multi-systemic and progressive disease.
Now, I do share concerns about this technology, and I hold concerns about what it does, what it might do, and what it means for us as human beings to employ this technology in the way that this bill is currently drafted, which would propose what we should do. While it's true that mitochondrial donation has the capacity to create heritable changes in DNA that could have significant benefits in the prevention of a disability or disease, we're also confronted with the many questions which I alluded to earlier. At what cost do we decide to forego legitimate ethical concerns?
I most certainly will be supporting this bill, and I ask that every other senator listening to this think seriously about what they love and who they love, and to ask themselves if it was their child or their grandchild who was suffering from mitochondrial disease, whether they would not give everything they have to make this change and to ease their suffering.
Both government and opposition senators exercised conscience votes, meaning they weren't expected to vote the same way as everyone in their party. Despite much consideration during the week, the bill has not yet been passed. It remains on the notice paper for further consideration in the future. The Senate did, however, pass a bill to implement some of the recommendations of the Jenkins Review.
These amendments will prevent staff from being arbitrarily fired for no reason other than that they've become a political problem for their employer. We know the sweeping powers of parliamentarians to fire staff has caused significant barriers for staff coming forward, fearing that their job, not the job of their abuser or harasser, would be at risk. The bill makes clear that all parliamentarians have obligations under the Work Health and Safety Act to provide a safe workplace. We welcome that.
The bill would progress important and significant reforms to help ensure that Commonwealth parliamentary workplaces are workplaces where expected standards of behaviour are modelled, championed and enforced, where respectful behaviour is standard, and in which any Australian, no matter their sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, race, disability or age, feels safe and welcome to contribute.
Information about both bills, as well as the other bills introduced and passed in the Senate during the week, can be found in the Senate Daily Summary. If you want to know more about the Jenkins Review and its recommendations for parliamentary workplaces, follow the link in the description below. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives agreed to set up a joint select committee on parliamentary standards. The committee will inquire and report on matters related to codes of conduct for Commonwealth parliamentary workplaces. Senate estimates took place during the second week of the sitting fortnight. This estimates round took place over a week, with government ministers and other public servants appearing before the Senate's various legislation committees to answer questions and provide information about the spending of taxpayer money. Estimates hearings are available to view via ParlView on the Australian Parliament House website. That concludes this Senate discovery. The Senate is due to meet again on March the 29th. You can find more information about the topics we've discussed in the links below this video and by following us on Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.